Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtiki. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Caitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya I'm sorry. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirviseshasha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatahine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we welcome everyone. Thank you for joining in, and we'll continue reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 3, Chapter 18, Text 4. So you're able to see the screen now, I hope. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I asked yesterday, Guru Maharaj, the question, is the causal ocean, is it spiritual? Yeah, it is spiritual. The water, the Karana ocean, that is spiritual, where all the universes are floating up, where Lord Mahavishnu is lying down, that is spiritual.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we read from text 4, from na sapatner abhavaya kimbrito yo maya hanti asuran paroksha jit Tvam yoga maya balam alpa paurusham samsthapya mudha pramrije surik chuchaha suchaha surik suchaha. You rascal, you have been nourished by our enemies to kill us, and you have killed some demons by remaining invisible. O fool, your power is only mystic, so today I shall enliven my kinsmen by killing you. So this is happening when he saw Lord Varahadev was picking up the ocean from, picking up the earth from the Garbhodaka ocean. The demon used the word abhavaya, which means for killing. Sridhar Swami comments that this killing means liberating, or in other words, killing the process of continued birth and death. The Lord kills the process of birth and death and keeps himself invisible. The activities of the Lord's internal potency are inconceivable, but by a slight exhibition of this potency, the Lord, by his grace, can deliver one from nations. So here the killing means it's only the Lord. The Lord can stop our process of birth and death. It's only him. We were reading yesterday in Shriyas Upanishad. Shriyas Upanishad is also saying the only way that we can actually get liberation, actually go to the spiritual world, is once we engage in bhakti. So bhakti means reestablishing our relationship with the Lord. So again, it is confirmed in Bhagavatam that only the Lord can kill the process of birth and death. So the Lord's activities of Lord's internal potency are inconceivable. But by a slight exhibition of this potency, the Lord, by his grace, can deliver one from nations. The Lord's activities are really inconceivable. You know, it's unimaginable how Yashoda Mai is running behind him, and then she catches him. Then she cannot tie him up with the rope. Every day she ties his clothes, she ties his waist belt, right? Every day she dresses him up. So then that time she can tie him. She can tie his clothes, dhoti, nicely, or she can very nicely put the waist belt. But when she wants to tie him with the rope, she's not able to tie him. So this is a power of his internal potency. So it's inconceivable, but like this, we can understand that the Lord is transcendental. And so our ignorance can be destroyed. Then we understand, oh, the supreme position of the Lord. And that's how we get this pure transcendental knowledge. And we get delivered from ignorance. There's many other pastimes. All the Lord's pastimes are inconceivable. So this is the one that came to my mind. So Suchaha means miseries. The miseries of material existence can be extinguished by the Lord by his internal potency, Yoga Maya. So Yoga Maya, we have been hearing now in Caitanya Caritamrita, his internal energy is by which he feels happiness and by which his devotees feel happiness, by his internal energy, the Yoga Maya. And so, of course, if you're happy, then you're not miserable. And here in the material world, it is said, padam padam yat vipadam, that every step there is danger. Padam padam yat vipadam, Bhagavatam says that. So then it means there's misery at every step.
So who's saying you rascal? Hiranyaksha?
Yeah, Hiranyaksha is telling about Varahadev.
Varahadev, the you rascal. Oh.
Yeah. Because he's seeing that Varahadev is removing the earth. We read yesterday. Right? He's taking out the earth from the Garbhodaka ocean. So now he's coming and condemning, speaking ill to the Lord. So this is really showing the demoniac mentality. Really demoniac mentality that, when we are speaking ill against the Lord, not understanding his proper position, making up our own things, then that is, we are being demoniac.
And now in us only there are, right, this demonic qualities.
Yeah, the demon and the divine live in us. It's not somebody else. It's not that, oh, that person is a demon and I'm so great, I'm very nice. Nothing for me. No, we have to learn. The demon is there in us.
So when we lose our, we get angry, our anger, I think this is all demonic, right?
It is. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gita, he says that what are the qualities of the divine and the demoniac in Bhagavad-Gita we are going to be reading. So anger, pride, conceit, arrogance, all these are demoniac qualities. And when I was reading, I was like, oh my God, I'm a demon. Because he says that pride, arrogance, conceit, all these are demoniac qualities. And so this Krishna is not telling us to point fingers at others, but to look inside ourselves. Right. What's happening inside? And that's the reason when Lord Chaitanya took out the Sudarshan Chakra to kill Jagai Madai, Nityananda Prabhu told him, my dear Lord, if you are going to take out your Sudarshan Chakra to kill the demons of this world in this Kali Yuga, you have to kill practically everyone. But this is not your mission. Your mission was to kill the demon inside the person and not to kill that person himself. So you came to give the Hare Krishna mantra, you came to give mercy to everyone. So my dear Lord, please give your mercy to Jagai and Madai. So then Lord Chaitanya put his Sudarshan Chakra back and he gave mercy to Jagai and Madai. So that is our, only hope, that we plead to them for Lord Chaitanya, plead to Lord Nityananda for their mercy. Chant the Hare Krishna mantra. That's in our benefit. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes.
And so then the more we chant, all these demoniac qualities of passion and ignorance, gradually, they will go. They will go. It's there in Bhagavatam, how step by step, it happens. The more we are reading Bhagavatam, the more we hear and chant, then all this passion and ignorance, Krishna removes it from our heart. And you see, we try to control our anger also, or conceit or pride. We do that, but the true solution is just to pray to Krishna, please help me remove these qualities. And, chant at that time. Because we might artificially try to say, yes, now I'm not going to get angry anymore. It works. Of course, it works. Not that it doesn't. But the root is still there in the heart.
Yeah, at some point it comes out again.
Yeah. So that root, then it's only by chanting that it can come out, by begging the Lord for his mercy. So, and you know what happens? The more we chant in our stage, all these qualities, we will be wondering, oh, I never thought I had these qualities. Where did it come from? I never knew I had such anger or so much pride. Where did it come from? But the more we chant, the more we become aware of ourselves. So then, because Krishna is guiding us, then he's telling us, oh, you can pray for this, I can help you take it away. So that's his kindness.
And even like by chanting, I feel that somehow that contentment is there. A thing, that you feel.
Yeah, it's so true.
Satisfaction,
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, tried and tested. Thank you. I always say, when anyone says that, then one more stamp, tried and tested. So contentment is there too. So it really shows, right, that even though materially how much we have, whatever, but that the complete satisfaction to the heart we get when we are with Krishna.
Yeah. And especially in the mornings.
Yeah. Yes. Morning japa is really very helpful, because we are able to actually hear that time. Our mind is not so, otherwise during the day, our mind is going in all the places. So in the morning time,
yes,
it's still easier to hear the holy name, be with the holy name.
Right.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So, because it gives encouragement to us also. It's working for you, so let me also do it. It's going to work for me. So, thank you. And then it said that in the Upanishads, Shveteshvatara Upanishad 6.8, it is stated, Parasya Shakti Vividheva Shruyate. The Lord is invisible to the eyes of the common man, but his energies act in various ways. When demons are in adversity, that they think that God is hiding himself and is working by his mystic potency. They think that if they can find God, they can kill him just by seeing him. Hiranyaksha thought that way, and he challenged the Lord. You have done tremendous harm to our community, taking the part of the demigods And you have killed our kinsmen in so many ways, always keeping yourself hidden. Now I see you face to face, and I am not going to let you go. I shall kill you and save my kinsmen from your mystic misdeeds. So this is demoniac mentality, that, let just God come in front of me and see how I'm going to kill him. Right now he's hiding. He's afraid of me. That's why he's hiding. He's hidingly working. Even Hiranyakashipu, he was asking Prahlad, where is he? Where's your God? Show me where is he so I can kill him. So the demoniac mentality is like that. Let me see the Lord so I can kill him. And not only are demons always anxious to kill God with words and philosophy, but they think that if one is materially powerful, he can kill God with materially fatal weapons. Demons like Kans, Ravan, and Hiranyakashipu thought themselves powerful enough to kill even God. Demons cannot understand that God, by his multifarious potencies, can work so wonderfully that he can be present everywhere and still remain in his eternal abode, Golok Vrindavan. So there is now, not only are demons always anxious to kill God with words and philosophy, but even with weapons. So there are demons who, when we are trying to kill God physically, okay, I'm going to kill God with my might. I'm going to fight him and kill him, as Ravan, Hiranyakashipu, they wanted. But then some of us are saying, I'm going to kill God with my mental jugglery, with my mind, with my mental speculation, and I will prove that there is no God. And when I prove there's no God, means I've killed God. So this is also a demoniac mentality, that, there is no God. I kill God with my mental speculation. He does not exist. There's no form. I don't know if you all ever heard that. But anyway, what's the issue? Why this kind of confusion is happening? Because we are not able to understand that God, he's not like us. There's a big difference. He has these potencies, his amazing potencies by which he can do everything. He doesn't need to personally do things. We have to personally do things. He, just by simply his willing, this material energy comes, this spiritual energy exists just by his willing. And he's always in Golok Vrindavan, never leaves Golok Vrindavan. And yet he's everywhere by his energies, everywhere. We are his energy also. We are his marginal energy. So when Arjuna says to the universal form in Bhagavad-Gita, 10th chapter, oh my dear Lord, I see your hands, eyes, ears, face everywhere. I'm seeing millions and millions of them. So in one sense, what is he referring to? We are all part of Krishna. So our hands, legs, everything are Krishna's hands and legs. This body is given to us by Krishna. We think, no, this is mine, but it's actually Krishna's. And Arjuna says that in the universal, when he sees the universal form, I'm seeing everywhere your hands, legs, eyes. So there is not 1 inch of space where Krishna is not there. That doesn't belong to Krishna. Again, we should not confuse that, so we are all tiny parts and parcels of Krishna. So as you tear a big piece of paper and then only tiny bits remain, the big paper does not remain anymore. That is not true, because Krishna is not paper. A paper is dead matter. So we cannot compare a paper to Krishna. We cannot compare an apple to a computer. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So Krishna is the supreme conscious. So he's there in his spiritual world. He's there everywhere. Yeah. Any comments or questions? So that takes 5. So we can see how step by step Bhagavatam is clearing our doubts. How step by step Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami is clearing all the demonic doubts. The doubts in our heart are like demons because they keep us away from Krishna. So then the more we are hearing Bhagavatam, more and more our doubts are being cleared. I'm sorry, was anybody had to say anything?
I think about the paper, what you were saying, that if you get a piece of paper and you cut it into pieces, right? So everything becomes small. So that means that whole, what you're saying, like Krishna's, that whole line disappears, it vanishes. So that's not true.
Yeah, that's
Correct?
not true. Yeah. Many people say that.
Yeah.
Many people say that. And so it was good in our Bhakti Shastri class. Our teacher had said, that some people you might come across, they might have this idea. So how are you going to refute? Because this very common, many people give this example. Many that, you paper, you cut it, the original paper is gone, tiny, tiny papers are there. So the big paper is not anymore. So Krishna does not exist. Then how do you prove he exists?
So how do you prove it? What do you say then when people say that?
So then we have to say that paper is dead matter.
Okay.
Paper is not conscious.
Okay.
Krishna is supreme conscious. We individuals are also conscious.
Okay. So this is no comparison to a paper,
Exactly.
right? Okay.
We can compare something dead to dead. We cannot compare, as we said, we cannot compare Apple to a laptop. How do you compare it?
Okay.
A dead thing to a living thing. How could you compare it? So we can see that this kind of arguments are actually illogical, but they somehow confuse people's mind in these words. People might get confused when they hear, oh yeah, but it will never occur to someone, oh, but how can you compare a paper to a person? How can you? So we can see that many of the arguments of the mental speculators are actually illogical, not based in any truth or fact. So, did anyone else want to comment or go further into this?
No, all good.
Okay. So reading on. Tvai samstite gadaya shirna shirshani asmad bhuja chutaya ye cha tubhyam balim haranti rasayo ye cha devaha swayam sarvena bhavishyanti amulaha. The demon continued, when you fall dead with your skull smashed by the mace hurled by my arms, the demigods and sages who offer you oblations and sacrifice in devotional service will automatically cease to exist, like trees without roots. So he's telling still, he's continuing what he's saying. When you fall dead with your skull smashed by the mace hurled by my arms, means I am carrying a mace. I'm going to hurl at you, throw it at you. And in that way, I'm going to smash your face, your head. And then what will happen? That because the demons always know that the demigods and the learned sages, the devotees, they all get their power from the Lord. They know. So they're saying they will also vanish. Krishna is not there. Automatically, the devotees will also die, just like trees without roots. So that he knows that Krishna is the root. See, indirectly, he is also agreeing that Krishna is the root of everything. So he's like, let me kill the root. Nothing will exist without him. So demons are very much disturbed when devotees worship the Lord in prescribed ways recommended in the scriptures. In the scriptures, the neophyte devotees are advised to engage in 9 kinds of devotional service, such as to hear and chant the holy name of God. So how to do bhakti, the prescribed ways. Then how? Beginners, we are all beginners. So how do we do? Nava Anga Bhakti, 9 kinds of devotional service. And what does it begin with? Hearing. Devotional service begins with hearing. Hearing about what? Not movies or, sports scores or something mundane. No, hearing about the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord, in his name, fame, form, qualities. And then chant. Chant his name, fame, form, qualities. Chant about him. So first we hear, when we hear, then we speak about him. So that is hearing and chanting. Then to chant on beats, and then is to remember him always. So when we are hearing about him, we are speaking about him, automatically we will remember him. We will. That's how we can always remember Krishna. But if I say whole life, I'm not going to hear and chant about Krishna, but at the end of my life, I'll remember him and like that, I'll go back home. It's not going to happen. Our mind is going to think of only the things that we are always used to thinking during the day. Okay, then because many say, oh, it's okay, I'll just remember to chant Krishna when I'm dying. And when we are dying, our minds are not going to be in our control. It's going to be a total chaos. It seems we are being bitten by, I don't know how many million scorpions. There's a mention somewhere, I forgot the number. That much poison is going through. You feel like that. It becomes unbearable to be in the body, and that's why you leave the body. So then what's another process? To chant on beads, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. To worship the Lord in the form of his deity. Worship the Lord in the form of his deity. So just offer some worship, anything, some fruit, flower, some incense, some obeisances, whatever worship with, however we want to do, how much ever opulence or simple we want to do. Incarnations in the temples, form of his deity, incarnations in the temples, and to engage in various activities of Krishna consciousness to increase the number of godly persons for perfect peace in the world. Here. Now, this is the one. To engage in various activities of Krishna consciousness to increase the number of godly persons for perfect peace in the world. So we should try to endeavor that, try to engage in Krishna conscious activities so that everyone can become Krishna conscious. And once people become Krishna conscious, automatically there will be peace. Automatically, because right now we talk, oh, look what's happening here, look what's happening there, where's the peace? People are suffering, what's happening, what's going to happen? Many of us get baffled, right? And we spend hours and hours talking about it, or even days, and a lot of energy, a lot of committees, how we are going to solve this issue, what's going to happen. But if only we could utilize our time and energy in Krishna conscious activities, engage everyone in Krishna conscious activities, automatically there will be peace. Automatically. So it doesn't mean that we don't do our prescribed duties in society. We do that. But the extra energy which is going, like many people just talk too much, or what's happening in the world situation, basically. So that energy and time, if it is gone to hear and chant, encouraging others to hear and chant, that is a permanent solution. Does that make sense? Why? Because why am I talking a bit about it? Because we see that's happening, and it's such a doable thing. We can, instead of just getting worried or anxiety and making others worried and anxious, just pick up Bhagavad-Gita or Bhagavatam and say, okay, let's read from here, So, but demons do not like this activity. They're always envious of God and his devotees. Their propaganda, not to worship in the temple or church, but simply to make material advancement for satisfaction of the senses, is always current. The demon Hiranyaksha, upon seeing the Lord face to face, wanted to make a permanent solution by killing the personality of Godhead with his powerful mace. The example of an uprooted tree is mentioned here by the demon is very significant. Devotees accept that God is the root of everything. Their example is just as the stomach is the source of energy of all the limbs of the body. God is the original source of all energy manifested in the material and spiritual worlds. Therefore, as supplying food to the stomach is the process to satisfy all the limbs of the body, Krishna consciousness or developing love of Krishna is the sublime method for satisfying the source of all happiness. So the Hiranyaksha, very learned, he knows that the devotees know that the root of everything is Krishna. So what do the devotees do? The devotees, they always want to please Krishna, because they know if I work in such a way with my every mind, thought, and action, if I'm going to be self-reflective, if I'm doing this, is it going to be pleasing to Krishna? Then I should do it. If it's not pleasing to Krishna, I shouldn't do it. So the devotees are always acting in that way. And because they're acting in that way, they know that automatically everyone will be pleased. Because then the devotee is not going to go around killing people, or he's not going to go around looting people. He's not going to go around speaking bad words to somebody, because he understands that Krishna is not going to be happy. Let me work in such a way that Krishna will be happy. And then automatically everyone gets happy. So, and the demons know that. So he's like, let me kill Krishna. And the example is giving, the demigods perfectly understand that food, suppose I'm the hand and I'm just going to take the food for myself, the whole body will suffer. But if I put the food in the mouth, then the stomach will get the food and the full body will be nourished. The demons want to uproot this source, because if the root god were to be checked, the activities of the Lord and the devotees would automatically stop. The demon would be very much satisfied by such a situation in society. Means chaos, no peace. Don't think so much, just everyone do what makes you happy. You want to enjoy in this way, you want to enjoy in this way, do it. Don't think about others, how my action are going to influence others. So this is demoniac mentality. Demons are always anxious to have a godless society for their sense gratification. According to Sridhar Swami, this verse means that when the demon would be deprived of his mace by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not only the neophyte devotees, but also the ancient sagacious devotees of the Lord would be very much satisfied. So Sridhar Swami, we said he's a great devotee in the line, and he has written fantastic commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam. And the way he describes this verse is that Hiranyaksha is saying that because Hiranyaksha is holding the mace, so when I throw my mace, I don't have my mace anymore, then the devotees of the Lord are going to be very happy. They're going to be happy that, because otherwise they're all scared of his mace, that he's going to hit us, he's fighting with us. So once he doesn't have his mace anymore, he doesn't have his weapon, they feel relieved. Is that okay?
How ignorant he is. I'm just thinking that. And Hiranyaksh.
Yeah.
Yeah. How and he's thinking so high of himself. Yes.
Yeah. So if each one of us try to think, because we do things, this is going to make me happy, let me do it. This is what exactly, it's what we are going through. I'm going to do this because this is what I want to do. But we don't consider, is this action of mine going to please Krishna or no? How am I pleasing him? Is it not that we don't have to do our duties? Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, do your duty for my pleasure. So we should try to endeavor doing that. I want to do my duties towards my family, my whoever, my society, my country, my community, whatever, my company. I want to do my duty. Let me do it in a way that is pleasing to Krishna. Am I pleasing Krishna by doing it in this way? So
very important point. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
very
is
important.
pleasing to Krishna.
yeah, not that we don't, but, and in fact, I've noticed that the more we do it, the more we are able to please the family members, because we're always trying to please the family members, be nice, kind, loving. But somehow, when we are just doing without Krishna, the effect sometimes becomes different. But if we really say, no, I'm going to do it. I don't feel like doing certain thing, but I know Krishna will be happy if I do my duty in a very pleasing manner, in a loving manner, it's going to be pleasing to Krishna. If I start fighting with my family, Krishna is going to be unhappy. So let me not do that. Let me control my anger. Krishna, please help me. Please help me. Find me, help me to do this in a way that is pleasing to you. Then we will actually be able to have loving relationships with everyone. And we need to endeavor for that. So I feel this is a really important point, that how each of us needs to learn this. Each of us. Because whole day we are doing things, we are talking, we are speaking, and many times the results are very different than what we want.
3 things we have to implement in our daily life. I mean, I heard this course. It says that do your duties, your prescribed duties. You must not leave that. Do good deeds, acha karm, and bhakti. 3 things. If you do these 3 things every day, then you will progress.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Very nice. So then what is the proposal? What is Krishna's proposal in Bhagavad-Gita? He says these 3 things. Do bhakti, do your duties, and do achakar. Now, if we relate our duties and achakar also to Krishna, then that is the perfection. See, prescribed duties can never be given up. That's why when Arjuna wanted to go to the forest, Krishna told him, hey, your duty is to fight. Don't go. You fight. So we, each of us, have our prescribed duties to perform. But let us try to perform our prescribed duties with the thinking that how can I please Krishna by doing my duty? For example, if I'm speaking just to my loved one, let me speak in a more pleasing way, in a more loving way, so that Krishna will be happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, when you're serving your family.
Yeah.
Serving in a very,
Yeah, serving. When we are serving the family, let me serve with love for the pleasure of Krishna, because we become very arrogant. Why I have to do? What is this? Whatever, So, but we need to, try our best to put the lower qualities down and say, but Krishna is not going to be happy if I start commanding and start behaving in an irrational manner. So that's how we are doing our prescribed duty, right? And to our family. So do it with loving to Krishna in a way that's pleasing to Krishna. Being more loving, being more understanding, being more kind, being more
and automatically
friendly.
they will also start,
Yeah, being more friendly.
Yeah.
So then we are, then that is Krishna consciousness. That is Krishna consciousness. And then acha karma, of course we should help others, how much ever we can, but also tell them about Krishna. Tell them about Krishna. Don't just try to save their body, because we won't be able to save their bodies, but we can save their souls. But of course we need, when there's an emergency, then the body has to be helped, of course, but at the same time, tell them about Krishna. So Krishna says acts of charities, penances, and sacrifices should never be given up. He says that in the Bhagavad-Gita also. So yeah, and continue doing those, but in relation to Krishna. Then we will see that because the root is, because our intention is, let me make Krishna happy, we will actually be able to do good. Then we will be able to do really good.
Make Krishna your center of your life. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Serving, like, yes, I'm here to serve you, Krishna. I'm here to serve you, to the family, to everyone. It's very difficult, not easy, because our egos come in the way, our lower natures come in the way, our anger or whatever might come in the way. But we have to endeavor. We have to work in that direction. We have to pray, and gradually, then it'll become like a habit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for joining and listening in. Thank you for your nice
Thank you.
contribution. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shilpa
Jai.
Shyam ki jai, Gaur Prem,
Jai.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.